Hi everybody! So I'm making a video with my good friend Joseph Bradley.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
We don't know exactly what we're going to talk about here. It just feels right to make a video together where we could share our spiritual know-hows kind of back and forth over a subject. Also, Joe and I, we do session work together. I've got 2 session options in my store. We help people with any type of demonic possession, psychic attack, negative entity type scenario. We both do our own journeys at the exact same time, so you actually get 2 what is like soul rebirth journey videos. Where we go into your spiritual atmosphere and we totally clear out all the negative garbage that's going on in there, make you feel awesome. We also do departed loved ones. We love to go in and connect with departed loved ones. We do energy work for anything that's sort of left over from the lifetime. We also share wisdom and messages from them from the other side. So that's also a super awesome session to get done. You get 2 what is like soul rebirth journey, 2 60-minute jobs from each of us. Joe's are usually like 45 minutes to 60 minutes depending. So it's really, really special. Anyway, so that being said, we're going to talk now. So give me just a moment here. What's a good subject? What do you think we could talk about? We've been talking a lot lately about 3D versus 4D versus 5D. And we can keep it lighthearted. We're spiritual teachers, and our experience with the spirit realm is totally different. We don't live in a world where there's a definable dimension. We don't live in a universe or an infinite reality where there's a definable dimension. We live in the human world. We live in this now experience, but this now experience can be traversing multiple dimensions just by opening your heart portal, right? Like, so what is beneath the 3rd dimension? Do you know what goes down beneath the 3rd dimension? Because there's spaces that get even worse than this one. So be glad that you're here in the 3rd dimension. But if you're wanting to ascend to 4th and 5th dimension, why don't you tell me what you think about that, Joe?
Well, my understanding with dimensions is very similar to her, that there is no definable dimension. So when we see dimensions, we see thousands of them. We don't actually, when I travel, I don't say, what dimension am I in? Because I could be going through hundreds of thousands of dimensions within a few seconds. So to me, a 5D or 4D reality is not just one dimension, but a series of, say, up to thousands, if not trillions of dimensions on each one. So people say they live in a 4D. It's a good point, because I know I did videos on this as well. My idea of a 4D dimension is very, very vast, but we cannot live as a physical being in a 4D dimension. We can visit it, and we can strive to be like the beings we find in a 4D dimension or a 5D dimension, but to actually live in it is something that we're not supposed to do. We're here in a 3D dimension. We need to live in this dimension, is what you want to call a 3D dimension. We need to live as human beings. We're here to basically try to become better and better ourselves, to try to be more like people in higher dimensions. But I think it's just discovering of who we truly are, because we all are from higher dimensions.
Yeah.
And parts of ourselves live in many different dimensions, not just this specific one.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I like everything you said there. I'm just thinking about what you were talking. A lot of people don't think that if you go into a 4th dimension, for instance, a lot of people perceive it as just a 4th dimension, not with multiple dimensional realities, but as just one, you know? So the human world that we live in, we're still working with wanting to define everything. But in a spiritual reality, the truth of a spiritual reality is it's infinite. And how do you define infinite? We have a word for it, but what does that actually mean? There is no beginning and no end, but how is that possible? Where is one and where is trillions and trillions and trillions? As human beings, we want something simplified. We want it to be easy. We want to make sense of it. So let's now say we live in a 3D reality. Well, we do. I mean, dimension-wise, geometry-wise, we do live in a 3-dimensional reality. That's where that comes from. So where does fourth dimensional reality and fifth dimensional reality come from? But you can go into a fourth dimensional reality, for one, in here, in your third eye and in your heart. You can visit, you can travel the infinite universe in these places, because we're connected to all times, all places, just as we are. But then you can also bring the fourth dimension here to our third dimensional reality, if we want to define it as that, simply by being the love that you want to see in this world. So if a fourth dimensional reality to you is a reality where everybody is in love and at peace, and fifth dimension is even more self-aware, more aware of the soul journey, more at peace, more in love with all there is, was, and ever will be, is why don't we bring that love here into our third dimensional reality, be the love we want to see in this world, manifest more inspirations for other people to feel inspired to be the love they too want to see in this world. And now we create the domino effect, and now we move this 3D reality into what is the perception of a fourth and fifth 5D reality. And we bring that here to 3D through our 3D Earth. So you see what we're saying here? This sort of, we've been talking back and forth about this so much, and we get kind of grumpy about it because we really want to bring people back to Earth. We really want people to be grounded in our planet, not to be looking for their galactic family, so to speak, so badly that they don't want to live here anymore, because escaping the matrix, getting back to your mothership, deciding that you're not going to live here ever again, in your future incarnations, all of this stuff, where is it coming from? Why is that manifesting here right now? We gotta bring, Joe and I are really into bringing us back home and choosing to face the challenges you're dealing with right now, choosing to grab hold of the potential that your soul has in this body, in this moment now, to bring and manifest a more beautiful world, right? I get into it. Yeah. I do. I get into it.
But I think that's the key, is what you're saying too, is that you need to live here on Earth. Yeah. We come here to learn and grow. So why are we constantly trying to live somewhere else in the spiritual world?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people in life are sad and want to die? They don't want to live anymore. They just get so depressed in their own lives. But I think a lot of it is because we're not really grasping of why we're here and to live here.
Yes.
Like, there's so many people that are basically screaming inside because of what is happening in the world. So how do we change this world? We change ourselves and a perception of who we are,
right.
And to go within inside ourselves to find the true power within yourself. Right. Because if you go everywhere else, like, how many people constantly look for everything somewhere else? Why don't we stop, look within ourselves, and find out our true masters, which are ourselves?
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of an interesting topic, because just to let you guys know, Joe and myself and our friend Kay Angel, we've started up a meetup group in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And it's called I Am Discovering the Master Within. And we're working together to really help people step into their inner power, right? Because when you have inner power, now you are the master of your own universe, and now you're the master of all universes, so to speak. You can conquer any challenge, because you start to see challenge as not a scary thing, as not a bad thing, but as a positive thing, because it's sort of like another handhold that is going to lift your soul up even higher, and now another challenge is going to get you even higher than before, you see? So you got to take these challenges in and then work with them, work beyond them, and keep growing upward. Challenge is good. Challenge is beautiful. So that's what we're doing we've just started this. So I'm a huge advocate for getting people out there to start their own meetup groups. But us three together, we talk a lot about spiritual stuff all the time. And we're both, like, our hearts, our purpose, our soul, the reason why we are here is to really just share our unique perspective, share our life journey, share our experiences, and help people to see themselves in the mirror a little bit differently than before. And so bringing out this conversation about the 3D reality versus 4D versus 5D, in the end, the greater message is be happy, smile, laugh, dance, skip. That's 4 and 5D. And we can feel that right now, right here today, right? Bring it on home. Be proud to say, my soul wanted to be here on earth to conquer this place. And you can do it. And guess what? You're not alone. Joe and I, too, we've been through the mud in this life and we've made it. And we're making this video right now to encourage you to see that you're not alone here. You got YouTube. You got Abby. You got Joe. You got meetups. Start your own meetup. Inspire other people to find the power within themselves. That's how we ascend. That's how we evolve as human beings from a place of fear and chaos into a place of love and empowerment, right? Because that's what this is all about in the end. So, do you think that's a good video for right now?
Yeah, that's good for now.
All right, everybody. We're going to say goodbye. It's really fun. This is my first video with Joseph Bradley. He's got a YouTube channel out there. We were doing videos for Amin Ross. We've had a lot of life changes going on, so that's kind of slowed way down for right now, but we're going to be bringing that back out of the woodwork here sooner than later. We hope anyway. We got a lot still going on the rest of this year. But he's got a YouTube channel. It's Joseph Bradley, spiritual healer and teacher. And he's been making videos. You should definitely check out his Light to Dark series. I don't know how many videos, 10 videos or something in there.
Videos.
It's a really great way to get to know him and his life stories and what he's been through, because Joe has some really neat real life experiences for years and years of his life, dealing with negative beings interacting with him in the middle of the night and pulling him into astral plane and all that stuff. But you talk about that in those videos. So go check out his YouTube channel. Get to know Joe. He's a really awesome human being. He also has a website, AminRossTheAwakening.com. I'll make sure to put in the YouTube info on this video. I'll get links out there so you can check that out. And plus, he's a Northern Lights photographer, and this photography is phenomenal. So JosephBradleyAuroras.com is another way to see what Joe's up to. And so,
okay, thank you very much, everybody.
All right, have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching.